Imagine this. It's Vegas, a brand new circuit, and a race starting at 10 p.m. Sounds epic, right? But here's the twist. It's gonna be colder than your ex's heart out there. Why does it matter if it's cold? Well, that's the million-dollar question. In this video, we're gonna take a look into why F1 cars throw a fit when the temperature goes down. And will the teams pull off some insane innovations to beat the chill? Let's get ready, because we're about to find out. It may sound bonkers, especially if you've burned rubber at your local track under the moonlight, but in the world of F1, these mean machines have a chilly breaking point. Picture this: the power units and those precious tires aren't vibing when the thermometer dips below 15 degrees Celsius. Why, you ask? Well, F1 cars are high-maintenance divas, not your everyday ride. Unlike your street car, these beasts thrive in a specific temperature sweet spot, the mid to high 20s degrees Celsius. Now, F1 cars aren't built to casually stroll in any weather like your trusty road car. No, they demand the perfect conditions to unleash their jaw-dropping performances. They're like the race car version of your picky eater friend. Specific tastes, specific needs, and let's not forget, these speedsters are designed to handle the wild forces that come with pushing the pedal to the metal. But here's the kicker: they hate, I repeat, hate being driven like they're on a Sunday stroll. Quick flashback to when our mate Richard Hammond took a spin in a Renault F1. Bless his heart, but he missed the memo. These cars need to stay toasty warm. He forgot to keep those tires warm, and bam, the car turned into a four-wheeled struggle bus. Now, imagine a whole race dealing with the cold shoulder from these machines. It's like trying to salsa dance on an ice rink. Not pretty, not efficient, and probably a bit comical. Anyway, let's roll back to Vegas. Not for the glitz and glam, but for the coldest F1 showdown you ever saw coming. In the blazing daylight, Vegas rocks a cool 21 degrees Celsius, prime conditions for these high-octane beasts. But hold on to your hats, because qualifying decides to pull a Cinderella move at midnight, with the race strutting in at 1 p.m. Cue the chill vibes. Picture this: these speed demons might be navigating temperatures as low as 5 degrees Celsius. We're talking about the coldest race ever. Sure, teams have flirted with colder settings in Barcelona, but that's like comparing a chilly flirtation to a full-blown Arctic affair. Let's talk strategy. Teams at preseason testing or winter trials in Barcelona got too cozy up to daytime temps, and they can play the "let's wait for it to warm up" card. Easy, right? Well, not in Vegas. Midnight qualifying and a midday race mean no cozy pit stop fireplace. It's a 100% pedal to the metal, freezing or not. And let me spill the tea. Taking a spin in an F1 car during UK winter at Donington Park, where temperatures flirted with mid-single digits. It's not a walk in the park, more like a chilly sprint on a frozen pond. Now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of driving an F1 car on an ice-cold track. And trust me, it's a slippery slope. First of all, grip becomes as rare as a quiet day at a racetrack. I mean, it's a no-brainer when the tires are miles away from their happy temperature. Sure, you learn to tiptoe on the brakes in the corners and feather the gas pedal under acceleration. But here's the twist: the real challenge isn't the low grip, it's the car deciding to purr away on you, and it's auditioning for a ballet. As a driver, you're not just wrestling with the lack of grip, you're doing a tango with the unpredictability. Imagine hurling into a high-speed corner, feeling good about life, and then suddenly bam, the car decides to break dance without warning. The key skill in driving these speed demons is predicting how much grip you've got and how the car will waltz on the edge. But when it's cold, that predictability takes a nosedive. So you're cruising into a corner, turning the wheel, and the car initially says, "Cool, I got this." Then out of nowhere it throws a surprise party, a slide you didn't RSVP for. As a driver, surprises are not your best friend forever. A surprise means you didn't nail the corner's speed prediction. Instead of smoothly adjusting to a slide you expected, you're caught off guard. And trust me, there's a grand canyon of a difference between smoothly adjusting and trying not to turn a high-speed curve into a Hollywood style drift. Reacting to a slide not only slows you down, but also increases the odds of a date with the barriers. And trust me, hitting the barriers is not the kind of wallflower moment we're aiming for, especially on a high-speed street circuit. No one wants to be the one who turns the race into a bumper car party. Now, what does this mean for the drivers? Well, it's a showdown between the good and the great. The decent drivers will play it safe, tiptoeing around the corners, steering clear of the walls, basically driving like they've got grandma in the passenger seat. But the legends? Oh, they'll be out there feeling like superheroes. They'll take the risks that make the mere mortals cringe. The difference in skill levels is about to be more apparent than ever, like comparing a go-kart to an F1 car. But hold your horses. The Vegas circuit is throwing in its own curveballs. There are not many corners, a whopping 1.9 kilometers straight, and fewer braking zones than a grocery store parking lot. Translation? The tires are in for a chilly season. Less load on the tires means less tire temperature. It's like trying to get cozy by the fireplace, but the firewood is playing hard to get. And don't even get me started on the track itself. It's greener than a freshly mowed lawn. No race has ever graced its surface, and there are no support races to lend a hand in prepping the track. So those first practice sessions, slippery more than you can imagine. And then there's the pièce de résistance, that long, never-ending straight. Teams are gearing up for it with a low downforce setup, which translates to tires working less. If you're tired in Vegas, you're in for a struggle to get warm. It's like the track is giving the tires the cold shoulder, literally. Now let me give you some insight straight from the F1 trenches, courtesy of Nico Hülkenberg. You're revving up on a track where the temperatures are playing hard to get, and it's not your typical Sunday drive. According to Hülkenberg, when the track is as chilly as your ex's response to your text, it's not just tricky, it's a whole new level of challenge. Instead of casually keeping those tires cool, you've got to pull off some tire switch-on tricks. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Will the tires even cozy up to the idea of getting warm? Or are we in for a slide fest just like back in Turkey in 2020? They've brainstormed solutions like mad scientists, and when you peek at the weather forecast for the race weekend, it doesn't seem too shabby. But here's the catch. Getting those tires to throw on their warm jackets might take a hot minute. Alex Albon spilled the tea, saying he expects to pamper those tires for a good 3 or 4 laps before unleashing the beast for a flying lap. It's like a tire spa day before the grand ball. Now, during qualifying, a few laps to heat things up might be annoying, but it's not the apocalypse. Fast forward to the race, throw in a safety car or a virtual safety car, and boom, the drivers are in a tire temperature nightmare. Cold track means less energy into the tires, and if they're midway through a stint, less rubber on the tires than a week-old eraser. It's the perfect storm for tire struggles. And let's not even get started on the restarts after a safety car. We might witness a tire tango like never before. Cue the driving style differences. Remember Jenson Button's wisdom back in the McLaren days? The magic was in how Hamilton worked with those tires, not just a quick fling, but a long-lasting love affair. The Vegas circuit, with its few corners and a monstrous straight, could be a stage for those tire-whispering skills to shine. Now, how do teams fight the temperature battle? Adding more downforce is an option, but on this circuit, it's like wearing a lead suit on a treadmill. Option 2 is cranking up the tire pressure. Pirelli just dropped the bomb with their minimum tire pressures for the weekend, higher than your stress levels during a Monday meeting. And the third, my speculative friend, is playing with the car's toe. No, not the toe you stub on furniture, the toe between the tire direction and the car. Think of it as a F1's version of putting on thicker socks in winter. So, will this tire temperature tango turn Vegas into a chaos-filled tire-burning show? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. We'll meet again next time.